All right, all praise to the Most High Yahweh and to His Son, my brother, Amashiach, Yahweh Shai. Peace and blessings to my brothers and sisters from the Israelite tribes. All right, in this video, we're going to do some comment section questions. So, Son of God Forever asked if I could do uh, information on the Philistines. So, no problem. So, basically, from my research, the grouping of people that are dealing with Hamitic people, Canaanite people, all these Philistines and Tyrese, Zidon, Ethiopians, Egyptians. I'm talking about the ancient people. This is dealing with a uh, earlier group of A, white DNA haplogroup, and then a latter group of people, B haplogroup, white DNA. For the mtDNA side, you would be dealing with a macro group of L0. So let's get into this information and my 3 cents about who these people are and where they are located. So we're gonna bounce around, but first I'm gonna give you some thoughts. So we're gonna go here, and we're gonna go. Before we do that, we're gonna just be mindful of scripture. So of course we have the curses of Israel. That's the curses and the blessings of Israel in Deuteronomy 28. So the Israelites are, uh, living through a period of uh, blessings at a period in time, and then they are put through a period of curses. So we are in the moment of Jacob's trouble. We're in the moment of the tribulation. We are in the moment of, you know, um, writing out the remaining parts of our curses. So, uh, just like how Israel is the Most High chosen people, well, the other people, they don't get a free ride on our behalf. So, uh, you have Ezekiel with the curses and the prophecy of the Hamitic people. So it's not just the Egyptians and the Ethiopians, but this is like all those Hamitic groups of people that are going to be under that descendants of all these, various groups of Ham children. So this would be the prophecy and the curse of those people. So pretty much what had to happen to us definitely had to happen to them. So not just that, but they basically once our ancestors left Egypt, that was the beginning of their downfall and no return to ruling or being the face or the center of anything in anybody's society or world. So those plagues was the prelude to the curses that was gonna be upon the Hamites period for many centuries to come. So the Most High wanted to make a example. So um, the issue is a lot of times a lot of um, people in civilized, so-called civilizations forget history, so they tend to repeat it. And so um, the Hamitic people should have been a example for all the other empires, period, to leave Israel alone and so on. But nobody learned, and like Egypt fell, Rome, everybody felt, Greece, uh, the Persians, the Ottomans, everybody, so-called empire and so-called civilization fell apart because there was constantly um, messing around with the Israelites. There was constantly, you know, putting our ancestors into captivity and forcing them to, you know, turn their backs on the Most High, forcing them to eat poor, forcing them to, to become united with their empire and their civilization and to lose their identity as Israelites. So this is the curse that is upon the so-called Philistines. So the Philistines are coming from the land of Canaan, the little coastal area. So you have Tyre, Zidon, uh, Philist, um, Philista. Hold up, let me get this right. Yeah, Philista. And so that's the progenitor. And then the descendants and the people would be the Philistines. And you have that on the little coastline. So all these people in this region was dealing with, I'm talking about before the Israelites uh, invaded the territory and settled into uh, the land of Canaan. All these people were basically nomadic people from the Iraq region. So you have the Iraq and the Saudi Arabia, Syria, and Jordan region that a lot of these groups of people circle and moved around them. So you had a lot of Hamitic people, you had some Shemitic people, and you have a small amount of Japhetic people, mostly dealing with Turkey, Armenia, and those other regions towards the Caucasus Mountains. So let's put that thought into play. But those people wasn't, trying to infiltrate or mix into all these cultures was still, separate entities, even though they are in the same region and migrating and doing things um, in various Hamitic territories. The Israelites, obviously, as a family, relocated from the territory of Arabia and what will eventually be Israel into Egypt, and they stay there until they are a bigger populated clan of people that is basically becoming a nation of people. So at that time, you already had a lot of Hamitic people doing the same thing with their clans of people, and them being um, so many in number at that time. Um, it was very common that you would have um, civil wars and conflict between Hamitic people in that region and so on. So the Philistines and Tyre and Sidon, those groups of Hamitic people were known for sea merchants and being sea prepared people that sell. So real quick, I'm gonna show you the Wikipedia page. Um, I'm not gonna really read into it, but just giving you the some look into what they're saying on this page. They want to say that these people are from Crete, a Greek island named Crete, but yeah, that's not the case. Because what they want to do, they want to try to make um, these people the same people that are the fake Jews and the fake Ishmaelites. They want to make all these people all the same people, and so you basically have Japhite being a Greek, Japhite being a Jew, Japhite being Ishmaelite, a Japhite being a Hamite, a Japhite being Shemitic, a Japhite being, everybody and anybody, when all the other people are just, okay, Hamites. But yeah, that's not the case. So I'm gonna clear that up real quick. But like I said, um, the Hamitic people were in the land of Canaan before they start to disperse and relocate into Africa, like all the other Shemitic groups of people. And yes, as always, there's always a remnant of people left behind, whether they be Shemitic or Japhetic or Hamitic people. So you would have Hamitic people left behind in certain pockets, but not a big population. See people. So this term, the Sea People, has been given way to other people in the Pacific Island region. So this no longer deals with people that sell the sea, or that are in the business of being pirates or sea merchants. This is just dealing with people that are literally sea-based people that fish, swim, that do a lot of hobbies and activities in the ocean that's not related to selling or pirating. There could be some pirating, but most of the time it's very limited, especially in the that Pacific region, because of the various uh, traffic military equipment. So I'm gonna pick out this and um, go. I'm gonna come back to that. I'm gonna go into um, this question and answer page. I'm gonna let y'all look at some of the information on this page. So this is, in general, a uh, summary of the Philistines and their activities. So, like I was saying before, I don't even think Ezekiel is in this one, but that prophecy is dealing with all the Hamites. So all those Hamitic people basically was pushed down into the Sudan. So this is a worldwide DNA map. So Y-DNA is dealing with the haplogroup of the paternal lineages. The mtDNA would be dealing with the mitochondrial XX maternal grouping of macrogroup information. So the Hamitic men grouping would be A and B. And as you can see, you can see that region that a lot of Hamitic groups was pushed into via, the collapse of Egypt, via the Greeks, the Romans, the Persians, the Ottomans, so many empires just pushing all these dark complexion groups of people further into Africa. So I'm pretty sure everybody heard of the various decades of genocide that was going on in the Sudan. So that was um, that was and is still a part of those curses of the Most High, just making sure that the Hamitic people wouldn't rise up again in power or influence. So the Most High is a man of his word, period. So think I go. So real quick, side note. So like I was saying, mtDNA is dealing with the maternal side of the DNA information. So the Hamitic women group would be L0, and I was like, the perfect example of that would be Lupita, the Wango, Nyong'o, if I could say the word right, Lupita Nyong'o, and I was like looking into her background and everything. I was like, well, her dad and her record just says, you know, what group of DNA she is a part of, but it don't go into the information about the ethnic group and so on. It just say Kenya this and that's it, and what city and so on. So I was like, well, she's a famous person. Her father is a famous person, so they will have a notable tag under somebody ethnic group. And I found her under the Luau people because the Luau people are really not that tall of a Hamitic group of people, just like the Pygmies and the San people or the Kosan people. These are short to mid-height people. Of course, the Pygmy people are very short people in the Hamitic line of people. So I just wanted to share with y'all that information just in case, people go, well, this person is technically a Hamite, but she's shorter. So let me see what I'm working with. So we go back here and we go into the information of the Dinka people. So the people that would be associated with the physical features and attributes of Canaanite Philistine people would be the Dinka people. So these people are, very tall people, one of the tallest group of people on the planet, besides the Tutsis and the Danes and the Netherlands people. So as you can see, um, they have a so-called brief history, even though these are basically the original Hamitic people from the Middle East region and Egypt. In their physique, so you have the common height for men and women that varies five something, 5 something and 11 inches, I believe, for the women on average, and then the guys are normally 6 something. You have Lou Aldane, and I always thought he was a Lu tribe person, like a Lu or a Maasai, because he already have Lu in his name. And here go Manute Bowl, Bobo. very common people that we would know that is of Dinka ancestry. So I'll put this information in the description box for y'all to look at. Um, let's see. I think I want to go back on here. So the Dinka, the Nuer, you have the Haza people. Gotta be careful with these Wikipedia pictures because some of them are like topless. But yeah, you have a lot of these meta group being called Nalat. You have the Kosen, uh, be these people. Like I said, A and B. Like I said, L0. As you can see, the various movements. So a lot of this, the markers are dealing with um, basically an origin point that they basically stayed there for so many years. So since everybody was migrating or was nomadic in the Middle East, and once they start to relocate into Egypt and Africa, a lot of their diets and major traumatic events started in certain regions that they stayed in for a long time. And so basically, that's where you tend to pick up your signature marker for a region. So this was or is the common thing for the haplogroup or macrogroup uh, uh, detail settings. So um, you have the placement of a lot of the A group in West Africa versus where they are commonly known to be from in South Africa. But you have um, a lot of those groups still being nomadic for a period of time, even in Africa. And then you have that big situation where the Bantu expansion happened due to uh, the different slave trade, the Arab slave trade or the sub-Sahara slave trade and the Atlantic slave trade. But even before that, you had like the displacement of people because you had the collapse of the Roman Empire. So you have a lot of the Hamitic, I say Hamitic, a lot of the Hamitic people were just going back to various parts of Africa that they was originally living in before the capture of them becoming slaves in the Roman Empire. So let's go further down. So of course you have the Nuba, the Nur, and like a lot of people would probably think the Zulu is dealing with Hamitic groups and stuff. Well, the Zulu representation is basically split across like a little bit of everything. They have Hamites, they have Japhites, they have Israelites, they have Edomites. So um, the Zulu grouping of people is the representation of what you would find in Africa. So um, when the Most High said that He was going to mix Israel among the nations, literally that what happened to Israel and Africa. So you have either giant pockets or mid-sized pockets or small pockets of Israelites among other Shemitic groups of people, other Japhetic groups of people, other Hamitic groups of people. A perfect example of that is the Dogon tribe. So you have a split grouping of Ishmaelites and Israelites among the Dogon, and like within the Israelite groupings of people, you have three different Israelite tribes within the Dogon versus the Ishmaelite grouping of people. Um, so, yeah, the Dinka would be the modern day Philistines, and then you have the other people filling in the gaps to the other Hermetic groups of people. Ethiopia is an interesting one. So this Ethiopian Jew is dealing with the Philasians. So I'll go here, um, or they call them the Beta Israel group. So uh, this would be the Falasha Mora. So this group of people with the Hamitic stock, they don't make up that much of the population. So this is a small group within Ethiopia, and then like the bigger groups in Ethiopia are dealing with uh, Shemitic stocks like the Amora. So that would be your Edomite group. Let me show you how they would look. So this is Edom. And there's another group of Edom. Yeah, the Baha. This is Edom too. Let me do this. Okay, no naked pictures. Okay. Uh, so yes, there's a difference between Israel, Edom, and Egypt, but the difference is, soul, character, personality, etc. Other than that, um, we all are still dark complected people. So that's something that I wanted to just share with everybody about this information. So, is there anything else I wanted to say? And this is a grouping of A1, A1A. So A1A uh, breaks down into 1,173 branches. So if you have any of this defining mutations, so these would be the defining mutations when you do a DNA test and you would, I'm talking to the guys, when you do your DNA test and you'll get the haplogroup, normally they don't put like the letter. Normally they'll do like a defining mutation marker, something similar to this, versus A1A, 1A, 1A versus A1B, BA1, 7A, something like that. You'll have a defining mutation. So this is for A1A, and then on the A1B1, not much. But yeah, that's not like all the branches. There's just more, but this is what the information that family tree tested for that time period. So and when I was looking at the information, they was trying to make um, them from Crete, and like I was saying before, you got nothing but J and R. So how like this is the whole scam. They're trying to make all these white people fit into history, and they can't, because a lot of the people around the planet are still dark complected people, and you have two different groups of white people, and they don't know what to do with themselves because uh, you lie. They lie about history, and now people are like trying to figure out who they are. So you have um, I'm gonna go back to the map, or maybe I closed it out. Okay, here we go. So I could probably zoom in closer on this one. Okay. So you have R1B being a split complexion type of people, pale complexion and dark complexion. You have the same problem most likely with J, and you have um, almost the same problem with G, and then you have the I group, the H group. What else? N group. Some parts of the O groups dealing with pale complexion. But then you have some parts of the O group, a lot of the parts of the K group, the M, the S, dealing with dark complexion people. You have H and T dealing with shades of um, mid tone, like a darker tint complexion, but you still have the alternating complexion type of pale and dark complexion among H and T. So I say that because a lot of people are waking up to the problem, um, especially if you are so-called African American. You're waking up to this nightmare of being closely related to the people that you are constantly ranting and hating on and about. You're basically related to a lot of white people. So if you're of Native American, I like how on TikTok when I'm watching the videos and they go, well, Native Americans are dealing with this group of people. So on TikTok, the Native American people, the brown people, um, for the lack of terminology, uh, the people they're dealing with, Latino, Native American ancestry, the Q group would be the so-called Native Americans. So this group would be the Japhetic people from Asia. And then the Black American people, the so-called Indian people, the people with R1B, most likely, they would be dealing with Indian ancestry. That's how TikTok or a certain amount of creators that are on TikTok that are of those ancestry are identifying themselves as, when in reality they're just European people, black European people that have been relocated to the Americas, mostly North America, parts of Canada, and Midwest, Mideast, Eastern coastal area, as well in the Caribbean, as well as in various islands of West Africa. So you have a massive relocation of R1B in Africa, around Africa, and to the Americas on purpose. And so all these people, these so-called Creole people or uh, dark complexion Caucasian people, are now taking on the identity of being either Vikings, Irish, Creole, the Creole French people, or Indian, according to their terminology, when they are just the original people of, Europe, one of the many Caucasian groups of Europe, that are this is all one B, The other thing that I could talk about, so you do have some people saying that the Canaanites and the Philistines are dealing with the Chinese people. How and why, I don't know. I was just looking at a Negro only Israelite channel on YouTube, and one of the panel person has a channel, and that person tends to do videos on the Canaanites being the Chinese people, when the Chinese people are just, Asian Japhites. And then you have the C group being the Moabites. And the D group being the Ammonites. And that's about it. I think I'm done with this video. So, Son of God forever. I hope you and everybody else got something from this video with the Dinka and the Newer, the Hasda people being one of the few groups, or one of the many groups, I should say, of being Hamites, and how they got to the Sudan region. So let me, well, that would be in the Wikipedia sourcing. So like I said before, the Most High, put them in a state of decay and failure. So, the only place they could go in that region, in that area, is down the Nile River, because technically the Nile River comes from the Great Lakes region. So that's where our E1B1A source protein is coming from. So the Nile River is supposed to be a great source of nutrients and proteins, minerals, and everything. So it's not a bad thing to go down the Nile River Valley and so on, but the issue is, those people are cursed, so it wouldn't matter where they would go to and how. They needed somewhere that was sustainable and out of the situation of being, destroyed as a people group. So you have that fight or flight survival mode in your body, and most of them, flight, even though we know for a fact that they were warmongering people, but the fear of the Most High got to them, and they ended up further down the Nile River, among a lot of other Shemitic groupings of people, and there that's where they, became able to become durable, hardened people that are basically literally living off the land, but in poor conditions. So you can see the parallels with the Hamite people and the Israelites, with various tribes struggling but becoming sustainable and durable people. So that's the message I wanted to leave with everybody, with the Israelites being in Africa and other places around the world. Not so many more places around the world, but Africa mainly, and then scattered parts in the Americas, but not according to the One West chart, because the Israelite DNA is E1B1A and L2. That's it. So with that being said, I want to just say once again, as always, all praise to the Most High Yahweh, and to His Son, my brother, Amashiach, Yahweh Shai. Peace and blessings once again to my brothers and sisters from the Israelite tribes. Thank y'all for the views. Thank y'all for the comments. Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section according to the community guidelines, and I will get back to it with either a comment or a video. With that being said, thank y'all and peace.